Hi guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. We are the Ndlovu sisters. I'm Sihle Ndlovu, the developer with Cry. I think I should have a better intro for myself because I'm imagining people who are new to the channel are alarmed to go to we are. Where is we? Guys, she's not here. We is not here. But today I'll be filming a video on frequently asked questions about WethinkCode and the entire program, right, as well as my experience. So I'll be looking down here, guys, my laptop. I'll be looking at the questions that I've received on Instagram DMs as well as YouTube comments, right? Some of these questions I've answered before, but people just keep on asking them again and again, so I'm just going to answer them again. Okay, so the first question is, what are the WethinkCode requirements? WethinkCode requires you to be between the ages of 17 and 35. Your matric certificate is not a requirement, but it's better to do with one because it's going to affect you towards the end. You can do without, but I advise you do with. You don't need to have coding experience to apply at WethinkCode, which leads me to the next question. Please explain the application process. Okay. So with the application process, there is an online assessment that is written. The online assessment doesn't need you to know how to code. It is just going to test your problem solving skills. It's going to test your critical thinking. That's about it. It's not difficult, but it needs you to really focus, right? That's the best advice I can give you on the online assessment. Once you have passed your online assessment, I think you need to get above 80 or 90%. Once you have passed that, you need to go through the bootcamp, the 6-day bootcamp, right? Bootcamp is 6 days. On the last day, you write an assessment. The first 3 days, it's individual work, so you'll be quizzed on the things that you're learning in those 3 days. And then the last 2 days are group work, right? Group work, and then the last day is assessment. That's it. After your bootcamp, if you're taken through, well done. If not, askies. Well, in our time, nana. But when I did my bootcamp, some people got interviews after the bootcamp. It was an online interview, but it was basically a culture fit interview. Yeah, it was a culture fit interview. I never did one. After my bootcamp, I was accepted immediately, so I didn't have to go through the interview, right? Third question, when does the course start? So WethinkCode's academic year starts in September, but since WethinkCode has branched out into TVET campuses, I think they start in Jan. So really, it depends on which campus you're going to. It depends on which campus you're going to. Next question, do we get a choice of where to attend the learnership once successful with the bootcamp phase? I want to say yes. So for those who don't know, I was studying at main campus, which is the private campus, but I was a mentor for public campus, which is the TVET, right? Specifically CJC. So with them, they got a choice on which campus they wanted to attend, but I heard this year you apparently where you attend your bootcamp is where you will be studying. So if you attend your bootcamp at main campus, then it means you're going to be studying at main campus, right? But I'm not 100% sure about that. But last year they got a choice. Is there a difference in the learnership stipend between attending at a private or public campus? If so, can you give me a range from your experience of attending at a public campus? Okay, so there is a difference. TVET campuses are sponsored by the government, unlike main campus, which is sponsored by companies. So the stipend at main campus is either 1.8 or 2.8, right? Depending on how much you need it. Depending on how much you need it. And then at TVET, their stipend is 4,000 standard. So standard, yeah. Do you feel as though your experience attending at a public college was significantly different than those who attended at the main campus. Oh no, I attended at the main campus, right? Which is the private campus, but I was a mentor at the public campus, right? Do I feel like the experience is different? Extremely. And I'm gonna try and say this in the best way possible. Let's put my laptop aside. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys the differences. So on main campus there is a lot more people, meaning that there is a lot more resources, there's a lot more connections, there's a lot more acquaintances, right? Main campus is where all the fun things happen. Well, they are going to happen at other campuses too. Main campus is the main place, so even when WethinkCode hosts events, then people from TVET campuses would come and visit, right? And I'm speaking in regards to CJC campus and main campus. I know nothing about the Boksburg campus, so I'll be using those two as my main examples. How about public campuses, right? Public campus, there's fewer people on campus. At the campus I was working at, there were 40 students, meaning that you're seeing the same 40 people every day, right? And with WethinkCode, it's a struggle, guys. Remember, we're all from different backgrounds. We're all different people, meaning that we're not always going to get along. So being in the same place with 40 people every day, doing schoolwork, with people who are not there with the same vision that you have, yeah, it's gonna get tricky. It is gonna get tricky because by the time you reach a year, by the time you get into second year, you would have, yeah. But I'll tell you this, if I had a choice, I would have gone to the TVET campus, and I'll tell you why. I'm not a very social person when I'm with people, right? Like I said, main campus has advantages because you have a lot of people on floor that you can get help from, that you can acquaint yourself with. But I didn't need those people. I think I would have done very well with the 40 people there. In fact, I feel like I would have maybe come out of my comfort zone a lot quicker. Also, there is Slack, which you can use to communicate with people from main campus. So if it happens that you are at a TVET campus and it's a small campus, you could still get into communication with people on main campus. So I'm not saying TVET is a bad campus. I would have chosen to go to TVET. It's more money. It's more money. And I feel like it's a smaller environment, so it's easy for the performance team to see who's struggling and to assist whoever's struggling. Unlike on main campus, there's like 250 people. Well, in my cohort there was 250 of us, so finding the people who are struggling was really difficult. But working as a mentor at CJC, I saw that it was easier for us to find the people who are struggling and assist them, right? Because they were in smaller groups, so assist them even on one-on-ones. Both campuses have their pros and cons. I would have chosen public campus, but I also don't regret going to private campus. Yeah. Next question is placement guaranteed? The answer is no. Placement, meh. So let me give you clarity. For those who don't know, I'm unemployed. I haven't been placed yet, right? Placement is not guaranteed, right? But most people are placed, not immediately. Hence I said I haven't been placed yet, right? So my mentor, when I was a first year, he only got placed in August of last year, right? So he only got placed 8 months after he finished his course, right? It's been 6 months. I haven't been placed, but I have friends who were placed immediately after, and I have friends who were placed 3-4 months after the cohort ended. It's not guaranteed for everyone, but that's their aim. Their aim is to get everyone a job, not immediately, but eventually. Yeah, I think that's the best way I can answer that question. So the next question is, what could I use to prepare for my bootcamp? So I've said this before, but I am going to say it again. To prepare for my bootcamp, I used a 6-hour-long video. I think it was by Kevin or by Mitch Power something, right? I watched that video hand in hand with Solo Learn. So I watched that video for a month because I would stop and actually try to understand what's happening. I wouldn't move on to a different topic until I understood. So I used Solo Learn hand in hand with the video because Solo Learn really goes into the basics. At the same time, it quizzes you, right? Towards my bootcamp, then I used HackerRank because I was told that's how the bootcamp system is set up, which is true, especially now in cohort 2024. Right, the bootcamp has changed since WethinkCode upgraded their NQL level, right? So it's now NQL level 6. So the bootcamp is a lot harder and a lot different, right? But it is set up in almost a HackerRank way. You understand? So HackerRank. Use HackerRank to your advantage. It will definitely help you. Also ask questions. I'm available if you need any help. You can DM me on Instagram on i.m.sihle. But you can also post your questions here on YouTube. I will answer eventually, maybe not immediately, but eventually. On Instagram, I do answer a lot quicker, but do start on YouTube first, right? I think that's the end of the video, guys. If you need tips and tricks on your bootcamp, I've got a video on that. If you need to know about my bootcamp story, I've got a video on that. I've got a video on everything. I've really got a video of everything. At this point, I should be the face of WethinkCode. What do you say? What do you say? But thank you guys for watching. If you got this far, you are definitely a star, and I love you. I wish you nothing but luck on your bootcamp, and may the code be in your favor.